do your kids have a better social media marketing plan than you do? Let's find out. Hey everybody, Ben here from the Building Business channel, and I've got Levi, the Director of Content Marketing for Kizik, with me today. Super glad to have you. And I want to talk about social media. I think this is a tough thing. Everybody's used to being on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, maybe consuming it. When you get on the other side of trying to draw traffic in, it seems like it gets a lot more scary. What's the best place to start?
The best place to start is where you're at. The best place to start is to just start. I think people, they get intimidation, they let intimidation get in the way of just doing something. Write a LinkedIn post, shoot something on your iPhone, start posting stories. You'd be surprised at how receptive people are to just the authentic content. And that's what people are more looking for, and so you shouldn't really be scared of just starting.
So I think a lot of times we think, well, it's not professional enough. I don't know how to hold my camera, or it looked really amateurish. You're saying that's okay?
Well, what's funny too is like your first post is never going to stack up to your 1,000th.
That's true.
And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, right? Like you have to take the first step. You'll never get to be professional if you never start. And like I said, authenticity is actually what's leading the pack right now on social media. I mean, you look at TikTok, and it's almost like the more professional, the less traction. Because think about it this way too: we're immune to seeing professional ads.
Yeah.
Because we all grew up watching TV.
That's true. It's all the commercials, right?
So when you're scrolling through and you see something that your brain recognizes as an ad, your thumb like jerks it away. You're like, ew. Because we have control now.
Yeah.
And so we see polished content sometimes and we're like, no, because we know it's an ad. As soon as like we see a psoriasis commercial, we're like, no.
Yes.
Because we've seen it a million times. But when we see something authentic, we're like, oh, maybe this is worth engaging with. And we dive in.
Okay. That's great. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, the authenticity is actually telling your brain this is something worth seeing because it looks different than what you're normally used to seeing.
Yeah.
So is there a certain number of times I need to be posting a week, or a certain like best practice around this that you've seen?
That's a good question. For me, in my experience, each platform is its own community and it has its own language.
Okay.
Like TikTok, the best thing I've heard about TikTok to explain it is it's one big inside joke.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And so if you're gonna like start getting into TikTok, you need to learn the inside jokes or you're just gonna fumble, because it might not make any sense at first, but just start getting on there for a few hours a day and start learning some of the inside jokes. And like LinkedIn and TikTok are both platforms where they don't necessarily punish you for taking breaks. Other platforms like YouTube would certainly punish you for taking a break. Podcasts would, like, you miss a week, it sets you back a month. So get to learn the platform. Like, I don't know if it's still the case, but YouTube loves it when you post Wednesdays at 4 o'clock every week, and because it's kind of like a network TV type algorithm that they're going for. But TikTok is way different, where you can take a break.
So something like Facebook or Instagram or something like that, is it more about just consistency than it is an actual, like, always do it at Monday at 2:01 a.m. or something like that?
I think the best I've heard from industry leaders on that one, for Facebook and Instagram particularly, is just stick to what you're going to stick to. So if you're going to do 3 times a week, just make sure you do those 3 times a week. And then also test out different times depending on different audiences and different posts. So it's hard to say. Honestly, I'd say it's more of a keep your pulse on it kind of a thing than it is like, here's the rule for it. Like you'll kind of pick up.
What would be some of the things that would tell you that you're doing the right thing or that you've got the right motion going there?
I mean, one, you can think about your demographic. Like on LinkedIn, I always post in the mornings because if I post on a Saturday at 12, hopefully people are out playing with their kids, and they're not on LinkedIn, even though sometimes I am.
Yeah, sure.
But like, and then let's say on Instagram, I'm a mommy blogger and and my audience is mostly women who are moms. Like, I'm probably going to post more at like 5 when the day's winding down. I'm just throwing things out there, but I'd say pay attention to your demographic and the content you're posting.
So it would be like number of likes that you're getting and comments, and if those are more active at certain times, then that means that's a better time to post during the week or something like that.
Yeah, certainly. And then they'll find a few people they like to follow on Twitter or on Instagram that will help teach them about the audience they're trying to engage with. So if there's a forum about people that have been successful in your area, I would follow those people. Because like over at Kizik, we follow, one of our marketing directors follows a Twitter account that talks a lot about ads and best practice with that, and you can get a wealth of knowledge. So it's grab that free knowledge that's out there to learn about those best practices. Because I wish there was a silver bullet. If there was, we'd all just be doing that silver bullet. It fluctuates depending on what you're going for.
What type of content gets the most engagement that you've seen?
Authentic content.
Yeah, but what does that mean? Like, go a little deeper on that.
So, it's a good question.
I mean, does it mean like you're telling about your divorce or something, like super personal things, or does it mean that you're showing the real part of your company if you're doing like a B2B type thing? Like, tell me a little bit about some examples of authentic content that have worked really well.
Yeah, I think it goes back to that white noise element of we're so used to hearing at such and such, we really pride ourselves on blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear that first line, you're like,
done.
But but if I'm watching a TikTok and it's following that inside joke trend, but it's about Burger King, I'm like, darn it, you got me, man. Like,
yeah.
So if it's a little self-deprecating or humorous or trendy, something I haven't seen before, on LinkedIn, that's a huge opportunity to build a personal brand, and then secondary to that is your company that you're trying to promote. And that's when you can get really deep, and that's where I found the most success on LinkedIn is sharing the personal stuff about my family, my core values, mental health, getting really vulnerable.
And that really resonates with the audience because now they feel like they know Levi as a person.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of authenticity is they see a piece of themselves in the content, and that's what kind of defines it maybe as authenticity.
Thanks, Levi. So just to kind of recap here, just start, just get going with it. Be consistent, keep going, don't miss, stay with it. And finally, focus on your customer, listen to what they're saying, what the feedback you're getting, and really tailor your content for them. Thanks everybody for joining us today. We'll be back next time. Keep on building your business.